Welcome traders to key level placements, laying the foundations. Now, hopefully by now you should be getting a grasp of how to put a few technical aspects together and so on. So throughout this actual topic / category, you're going to be learning how to do the monthly levels, the weekly levels, the daily / 4-hour levels, okay? And then we're going to be going on to highlighting the price structure and then going on to trend lines and so on. But this section right here, this is going to actually save you so many years in trading. So many years. Now, the way I do this and the way I've cultivated this system and method is something that's taken me a long time. A long time. When I was first trading personally, I used to look at the 15 minute, the 5 minute, the 1 minutes, all right? And it was just havoc. I didn't really have any structure how to place key levels on the chart. It's easy to go online and find out about support and resistance, don't get me wrong, but it's all about what to do with that support and resistance and how to plot them in the most efficient and effective manner where we're not blocking up the charts, okay, and so on. Now, just to get started, for those who are new, again, so everybody's on the same page, key levels, when I say support and resistance and when I say key levels, it's more or less the same thing. Key levels is the outward branch for support or resistance, or a set of support or resistance levels plotted on the chart. Now, obviously, we can only really get to grips and get into the nitty-gritty with key levels and placing key levels if we have a chart in front of us. So again, technical analysis is ruling overall. For this, we are going to be obviously starting on the monthly, the weekly, daily, and 4-hour, which you're going to learn in the next few videos. But this is more or less an intro as to why I do this, how I've got to this method, and also why certain numbers are actually going to be the most efficient and effective. So, when you come to a chart, you don't want to start off on, let's say, a 15-minute time frame. I'm just going to give you guys an example. If you come to a 15-minute time frame, okay, and grab your horizontal line tool or whatever it may be, you're going to be like, okay, there's resistance, okay, and some people do it differently as well because many sources of information out there teach it, okay, these methods in such a different way overall, and it can get very sloppy and very messy. So for instance, one could say, okay, it's on the wick, you just need to find one wick. Another should say, okay, you need to line it up and find out where most of the candles bounce off, or where you can see most rejections on a chart. Others may say, oh, just simply look for the bodies. So there's a body right here, okay, body there, I'm ignoring the wick, and so forth. Obviously I'm quite skilled at putting on support and resistance, so it's kind of hard for me to mess up here and give you some kind of crappy examples, but them ones, they look pretty decent, right? They look pretty decent on that 15-minute chart there. Let me just add a few more because again, some people don't know when to stop. So I've got this nice zone across here, got this zone at the bottom, we also have a zone all the way down here, we also have a zone all the way over here. So what I've actually seen from having many students from various locations of the world, and again, ignore these labels here, that they just carry over, and you'll understand this by the time you finish this section. Having various students from various parts of the world has allowed me to see many traits within so many traders and so many newbies that makes it kind of obvious to an experienced eye as to why many people fail. Now, we can go indicator crazy, which again is in the book, one of the mistakes and traps. We can go overboard with just all of the different technical tools and pieces we put on the chart. We can also go overboard with all of the levels of support and resistance. Now, on this 15-minute time frame, as you can see, I've just plotted, let's just say eight-ish, okay, levels. And I might even put a few more on there as well. So let's say, okay, we can go from here perhaps. And remember, this is a 15-minute time frame. Now, what can often happen on a 15-minute time frame? Okay, so support, resistance. If you're plotting support and resistance on a small time frame, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to be putting way too many on there for one. And if you go over to the daily, you go back over to the daily time frame and try to zoom in, it's just a complete mess. It's confusing. You're going overboard. It's overwhelming. By all means, most of the price points on the chart are key levels of support and resistance at one point because there's so much money in every single pip increment. However, for our journey of technical analysis and so on, we need to keep it as clean as possible. Now, going over to the 2-hour time frame here, as you can see, all of our key levels have more or less came across from the 15 minutes. Some of them do look pretty good and pretty accurate. However, what the confusing part is where to buy and where to sell. So for instance, let's say the price did in fact come all the way up to this level here. As you can see, it must have 1.1160. We can say, oh, okay, I might want to sell here. I might want to get out my buy trade. Maybe we went long down here somewhere and we want to get out of the buy trade and go the opposite direction. Or maybe even here, oh, should I sell at this one or this one? What many people fail to understand, and what I've tried to cover up to date on these videos, and we're going to be going into it in further videos and along the course, is top-down analysis, is looking at the overall price points and price projections and trend of an actual currency pair and trading in the direction of that trend. So many people will often just sit there on a 15-minute time frame. I was a victim of this methodology and mindset for so many years. I'll say around 2.5 years actually, to be exact. But I had no structure to anything I was doing. So the main points of confluence and structure, the first two are going to be your candlestick recognition, formations, in alignment with your key levels, which again, I am going to help everybody who's joined AstroFX place their key levels as accurate as possible onto the charts, and just cultivate the mindset of doing it from top to bottom, not bottom to top. So we can do it on a 15-minute time frame. However, guys, people actually do it on a 5-minute. 5-minute, it can get really, really messy. So you can see some support over here. We can see some, let's have a look. What have we got? Let's go back a little bit. We've got a little bit of resistance here. So as you can see, this is insanity, absolute insanity, because we don't know when to get out of the trade. We're going to be panicking. We're going to be looking at the charts all of the time thinking, oh my God, it's coming into my 5-minute or 15-minute resistance zone. Guys, just scrap all of it. Just let it go. We do not need to do that. So what we actually do want to do is start from the monthly time frame down, and I'm going to show you this in the next videos. But as an introduction into this section, this goes across the board, not just for FX, but for other markets as well. We want to go from top to bottom. We want to cultivate a systematic approach to price action where we are looking at the bigger picture, because the big guys look at the bigger picture. They don't always execute on the bigger picture, but their levels, their boundaries, because that's all the key levels are. They are boundaries. Now, there's so much money in each individual price point that it'd be insane to say there's only certain key levels on the chart. There's only a few here and there. So what we need to do is we need to think in a pretty much corporation, bank, big guy manner, whereas we're going to be looking at the most recent and relevant areas. By all means, what I've just plotted on there is resistance. We can see another resistance here. We can see one here at the peak of this candle. We can see one here at the peak of this formation towards the top. We can see one here as well. We can see support here, support here, support here. But the way I'm going to break every single currency pair down is going to be a refreshing way, people, for you to break your charts down and get clarity. Once you've got clarity and you know which area to focus on, you can then trade back and forth. That's all it's going to really be, back and forth. We're going to be implementing other methods as well. Fibonacci, different confluences in order to sell and in order to buy. But it comes down to simplicity, knowing your structure and keeping everything well organized. We don't need fancy chart setups. We don't need, crazy amount of screens, which I've already went through in this at the start of the course actually. We just need a simplified method and a zoomed in, enhanced area where we can now see all of our price action move back and forth on daily, weekly, monthly. So as you can see over here, the Euro USD. If I show you my Euro USD, I've just gone long on the Euro as well, which is going to be at the end of the section. You can see that I've got a few key levels on there. Now this is my finished Euro USD. The blue ones are the daily and the 4 hour. I've got the weekly over here. I've got the monthly ones going forward, people. are going to be the ones with the highlighted zones. You'll understand all of this. But as you can see there, all I'm focusing on a Euro USD at the moment, I'm not going back in time. I'm not going all the way over here. Once I've got my key levels broken down, I can keep it there. I can look at this every single day, and I can watch the reversals around these zones. I can follow the overall price structure, but what I'm looking for is the overall reversals, bringing this data down from the monthly, weekly, and the daily in order to trade and refine my entries on lower time frames. It's that simple. And if you think about it, the market is, if there was no charts there, let's say for instance on this daily it was just a line. This is a historical line of the price, and the price bounces back and forth from numbers, and the main numbers are going to be the 0 zeros like 1.4000, 1.4, 1.1450. So the 0 zeros and the 5 zeros, so the 50s and the 0 zeros, round numbers, are going to be the strongest. That's why all of the monthly key levels are going to be lined up to 50s, or 0 zeros going forward on every single currency pair. Weeklies, we can deviate a little bit from that. And then when we start to snap on our other daily ones, which are these highlighted, which are these rays over here, we can in fact maybe try our best to line these up with the 50s or the 0 zeros. But just to put it out there, that's where the big guys are looking in order to buy and sell. Maybe even reverse certain trends, maybe even react from certain news events, whether it be like non-farm payroll or interest rates or FOMC decisions and all of that kind of stuff. So what are key levels? They're the levels in the market that we need to place on the chart, and we're going to do it from top to bottom to break up the price structure, because this is all I'm interested in on the euro at the moment. Yeah, if I was an analyst doing long-term projections, I would have to obviously go back to the weeklies and the monthlies. But because I've been looking at these pairs for such a long period of time now, all of these are in my head. I won't say all of the blue ones, because they change in a much more responsive and rapid manner than the weekly and the monthly. But once you got the weekly and the monthly down, you can start to really live these pairs out. You know where the certain price points are, and you know if these are broken or breached. Okay, let's look for the next ones. The rules are, guys, as well, I'm going to cover this in the next section and once I've done all of the videos below. But let's say, for instance, we've plotted our monthly on. If the price was to break out of the monthly and close above the monthly on a weekly basis, on a weekly candlestick, our next area is going to be the next weekly. So weekly resistance, monthly resistance. Got the weekly support down here, we've got the monthly support down here. So overall, Euro USD has been bouncing between monthly resistance, monthly support. This is a 900 pip range for nearly 2 years now. It's breached it once or twice, but swiftly came back below. They're more or less stop hunts and to fool people and go in the opposite direction. Sooner or later, the market will break out, because if we zoom out, that isn't all of the perspective we have. We were bearish beforehand. It could break to the downside and continue its overall trend. So if the monthly support was broken, I'm using the next weekly area of support over here as the next target zone. So we're using key levels as target zones. We are using key levels as break reversal zones, and just where to find our structure in the market, where to find our feet. So this section alone, guys, going forward is going to bring a lot of the missing pieces of the puzzle together. And once we've got these on all of our charts, and when I say all, I'm looking at 5 currency pairs and gold, which I'm going to give you the levels for as well. I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm going to give you the levels for the currencies going forward. And in the weekly breakdowns as well, if there are any modifications with any of the monthly or weekly key levels, not so much the daily, because it's quite easy to find those yourself once I've taught you that. I'm going to be telling you, okay, here's a modification. So we're all on the same journey together. We're all looking at the same trades or looking at the same key levels. So I hope you enjoy what's next in the next few videos. Take as many notes as possible, but please ensure you get this down. You get it correct, because this is going to be the foundation and the basis for a lot of your trading going forward and your technical analysis. Once you've mastered it on Forex, by all means, you can use this on other markets. I'm going to throw gold in here anyway, but you can do on oil, silver, FTSE, S&P, all of those kind of markets, and much, much more as well. So enjoy going forward. Key levels, starting from top to bottom, fresh start. Here we go. Enjoy.